everyone, how are we doing? Early one today, very early one. So I've just finished writing a blog on what it is that I wanted to talk about today, Basil faulty in the balloon. And what I'm talking about today is stress and the build-up of stress. This has come about through conversations that I've had and through personal experience, where I've been floating along my day or my week or whatever, and there's been a slow build-up of pressure, of stress, of things that are winding me up or whatever. What it's ended with is some sort of meltdown. You know, whether it's me yelling at someone, whether it's me snapping at Jay or snapping at Nick, or just something that is, I'd say, out of character, but over the years it has happened quite often, so it's not so out of character, but not how I want to be behaving. What happens then is there's a certain amount of shame that comes along with that, embarrassment, shame, beating myself up about it. So what I want to talk about today is firstly not beating yourself up about it, because you're human and these things happen. But it doesn't mean that we don't address it. It doesn't mean that we go, well, you know what, I don't want to be snapping at me children. I don't want to be snapping at my wife. I don't want to be this angry unit walking around with this, you know, the weight of the world on my shoulders. So how do we address it? Basil faulty, how does he come into it? Well, there's a clip, hope you enjoyed it, that I put at the beginning of this video of Basil violently thrashing his car while shouting at it, which is brilliant. And every time I watch that, I actually remembered I'm not alone, and realised that, you know, that is human nature sometimes. Sometimes we just lose it. The balloon, how does a balloon come into it? Well, the balloon is, if you think of yourself like a balloon, there's air constantly going into the balloon. Now, think of the air as your stress. So there's air going into the balloon. Sometimes it's a big gust of air, and you recognise it, and you know that, you know, something's wound you up, and you know what it is. So that's easy to spot. Sometimes it's a tiny little bit of air, and it's not easy to spot. It's just something that's just getting on your nerves constantly. So what that ends with is either the balloon pops, or it deflates like a slow trump. It just it just goes. So the pop is obviously the meltdown. It's quite obvious, but the slow trump, that's like when you just want to go and hide under a rock, and you just don't want to speak to anyone. And, you know, we've all been there as well. So I suppose what I'm alluding to is how do we avoid that? What do we do? My advice is to do whatever it is you know helps you release that air. What releases the pressure? It might be going for a walk or a ride or a run or a swim or whatever. It might be speaking to someone that you trust that's not going to judge you, because sometimes some of the things that are winding us up, you wouldn't really talk to just anyone about, because you know it might be a little bit unethical. So it has to be someone you trust, and someone that you know isn't going to judge you and is just going to let you offload. And sometimes once you've offloaded, that is releasing the air. Whatever it is, you know, meditation, if you've got into that, whatever it is, do it, because that's going to release oppression. That's going to benefit you and the people around you. Also, sometimes, and I mentioned this in the blog, read it if you've got time. It's a short read, but have a read, because I can go into more detail when I'm writing. But anyway, the blockers. Sometimes you might feel a bit stupid. Meditating yesterday, I had to take myself off, and I was deep breathing in the garden, doing like a Wim Hof, sort myself out. And Nick and Jay come out, and I felt proper stupid doing it. But I sort of like went like that, and sort of like, you know, just leave me to it. And I did feel really stupid, but I carried on. But then it sorted me out, and I went into the house a new man. I felt invigorated. The stress had released, and I dealt with things totally different throughout that day, and I had a better day because of it. Sometimes people have told me that they feel guilty or selfish for taking themselves off and going for that run or doing whatever. Don't feel guilty, because you're sorting yourself out, and that's going to help you, which ultimately is going to help the people around you that you love, particularly your children, because, you know, at the moment they're the ones who are, you're trying to be the best that you can be for them. So that's part of it. That self-care is part of it. So there's some ideas, some analogies to recognise in yourself to help you understand yourself a little bit more. But also a massive point I want to make is your children. They're always watching you. They're always watching you and they're always learning from you. And they're learning the bad stuff as well as the good stuff. So at the moment, I mean, I sit in jail all the time. Sometimes I see things and I'm like really proud, you know, because I recognise some good things from me or from Nick that he's doing or saying or whatever. But other times I look and I'm like, oh man, he's got that from me. He's got that from me. And that's just going to happen. And we're not perfect. And that'll probably always happen. But in regards to these meltdowns and dealing with those emotions, if we can learn strategies to deal with them, then they're naturally going to see you dealing with things in a certain way. And as they, you know, grow and get older, then they're going to use those strategies too, because at some point they're going to understand it a lot more. And they're going to think, well, I've seen my mum or my dad doing that, and I know that's okay, and they've explained it to me, and I know it's okay to feel like this, but I know there's something I can do about it as well. So the more you learn, the more they learn, and that will go from conversations, but it'll also go from them watching you, because they're always watching. So Basil and the Balloon Day today. Hope that's been helpful. As always, give me a shout. Have a look on the website. Everything's on the website. The YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it's all there. And also on the website, there's a little envelope at the top, so all you have to do is click on that and that'll send me an email directly. So just give me a shout if you need anything. It's great to hear back from you as well. If you want to share anything, share any thoughts, post anything on the page or whatever, just get in touch. So have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.